I found this propane-powered Tohatsu outboard motor on Facebook Marketplace. Yes, propane, but there's a catch. It fell off the back of the owner's boat and went right into salt water. The ad goes on to explain he tried to save the motor but had no luck, took it to the dealership, and just ended up buying a new motor. I haven't worked on a propane motor before, but for $250, I'm going to give it a shot. I met the guy on the side of the road, the motor looked great, so I took it home. Here's the dealer quote they gave the seller to fix the motor. Customer states, dropped into the water, replaced oil and gear lube. Now the dealer's going to throw every part they can at this motor. Labor, a new spark plug, mixer assembly, regulator assembly, shutoff valve, and new oil, 12 quarts. And the grand total for all this work? $1,249.48. But I don't think that's what they really want to do. They want to sell this guy a new motor for $1,425 plus tax and oil. So the previous owner bought a new motor, leaving me with this Tohatsu propane 5 horsepower outboard motor that doesn't run. And if you didn't know this fell into salt water, you'd never know by looking at it. All the controls work and there's not a spot of corrosion on this motor anywhere. It looks like it's in excellent condition. So let's dig in and see if we can make it run again. I just want to get all this stuff out of here. Well, pulling the cord like that definitely did something, because now I see more milky stuff in there. Alright, second time we're throwing some fresh oil in here. There's a little ignition light right there. Look, it's lighting up red. That's a good sign. I hope that means that we have good spark. Okay, there's no rust, but what is that stuff? It looks like jelly. Alright. Well, that looked pretty good. It's just some globs of junk in there, which I'm sure we can, when it runs, it'll just blow all that out of there. But the most important thing is seeing that it's oily in there and that the cylinder walls aren't scored and nothing looks damaged. Now, on a gasoline motor, we'd expect to see a carburetor, but this Tohatsu propane motor is a little different. You hook the propane here to this valve, and it comes in over here to a regulator that regulates the pressure just like your gas grill at home. There's some holes in it, so some salt water could have got in there, but it looks like it comes apart, which is good. Over on this side here, there's a shutoff valve that actually turns the gas flow on and off when it receives a vacuum from the mixer or the carburetor, which is over here. No float bowl, no gasoline jets, just controlled mixing. But this is open to the atmosphere and where the water intrusion happens during submersion. We got to do the right thing and do a compression test. Make sure there was no damage from hydrostatic pressure if it was running when it hit the water. 40 psi, that's not good, but maybe. Well, the good news is I did a little internet research there and found out that these engines likely have a compression release system to make them easier to start. So something on the camshaft helps open a valve that releases some compression during starting. Once the engine spins up to speed, that goes away and you get full compression. Oh boy. Salt, yes, look at that, crusting up on there. Opened up a can of worms, didn't I? This little flapper right here is controlled by that. When that goes up and down, it opens and closes this. But I am going to take this seal inside and go rinse it off and try and get these salt deposits off before I put it back together. Exactly the same thing over here. And I don't see anything in this side. Look, there's not even any salt. I don't even think I'm going to take this inside and do anything. Look, perfect. Look at that. There's a little spring in there. It all looks nice. It's all working right. I think this part's okay. I don't see any evidence salt even got inside past these diaphragms. All right, I'm I'm thinking these are good, so let's go put these back on the motor. Another tip for any new mechanics out there is put all your screws in. When you got multiple screws in different places, put them all in part way first, so you let everything wiggle, and that way you have a little wiggle room in case something's binding or something like that, and then go back and tighten them all down. All right, now we have our valves back on. I think they are fine, and we're going to move our attention over to the mixer. Now remember, this mixer is like a carburetor in that it mixes, instead of air and gas, it mixes air and gas, except that the gas is propane. So here's our vacuum line that activates that valve over there. Here is our actual gas line from where low pressure gas comes in. There it is. All right, here's our first issue. This won't even move, this butterfly, and I can see corrosion in there. What are we going to have inside a propane carburetor, which isn't really a carburetor, it's a mixer, but what are we going to have in here? I have no clue what we're going to have in here. A diaphragm for gas? Oh God. Here's our score right here. All right, well, it's a few minutes later, and what I've done so far is there's a little flapper valve here that probably seals off the gas flow, and it was kind of stuck. It has this little rubber, tiny little rubber thing that goes on there, and it seals that hole. That couldn't have worked because it wasn't even able to move. Now it's moving freely. All right, well, I'm satisfied this carburetor is working beautifully now. Carburetor, mixer, gas mixer. Everything in here is working like it should. There's no corrosion left inside. Putting it back on. You know what? I really enjoyed learning about this propane motor. This was fun, partly because it's not some dirty old motor, so it's nice to work on a nice clean motor, but also because I learned something new, and I always like that, learning how things work. Throttle works properly. And then I'm guessing this other thing was the choke. That works right. It's all clean and all working as it should as far as I can tell. So I'm pretty optimistic. I have to put the spark plug back in, change the oil again, and then we're going outside to see if this thing will fire. All right, I have the gas on. This is my vacuum line that it would show vacuum when the engine starts. This is the supply line of propane. When I apply vacuum to this, it should turn the valve on and throw vacuum, or throw propane towards the motor. It's got propane, it's working. So it's feeding the mixer with propane when it has vacuum. That's perfect. There's still some water in there. Well, this is the moment of truth. We have everything working right as far as I can tell, and I think it's going to start. What do you think before I do it? Is it going to start? This outboard we only paid $250 for. It goes for about $1,300 to $1,500. As soon as that water's full, we'll pull the cord and see what happens. All right, gas on, which is really weird to me. Choke is on, and if I blow up, it was nice knowing you. Maybe I'll put the lid on so I have something to hold on to. It's backfiring. Well, there's something. I wonder if the whole thing could explode. Why do I feel scared trying to start this? Because it might explode. So weird. Okay. What the hell, man? Damn. What is that? What is it doing? I need to take the mixer off and make sure it's supplying gas in the way it should to the engine. Let's see if a little starting fluid can prove we have ignition in the cylinder. something tells me something's not being metered right in this. So I went ahead and picked up a new mixer, and it sure does look a lot cleaner. All right, well that only took about 5 minutes to put the new mixer on. Let's take it outside and see if we have better luck this time. With the new mixer on, it was just more of the same. A pop and then nothing. We have propane, we have spark, so why isn't it starting? Something's not adding up here, and I want to look at the valves in here. I want to see if there really is a compression release and what everything looks like. The top valve is the intake, the bottom is the exhaust, and if you watch the bottom valve, you'll see it do a little extra wiggle. That's it releasing the compression as the piston comes up just for a moment to make easier starting. That confirms that, and everything's working okay here. So here's where we're at. We have spark, we have compression, we have propane. We even replaced the mixer the dealer blamed. And yet, it still won't run. But as the mystery deepens and I dig deeper and deeper, I stumble onto something that was in front of me the whole time, and it changes everything. What do you think is wrong? Leave a comment below and I'll feature the comments in the next video. We'll find out what really happened the day this motor went underwater.